Board members, let's go ahead and get started. We are grateful that you are here with us today, that we have a lot to cover, but we are looking forward to good information being shared, good conversation. So first off, we want to...
You might want to call it to order again.
We getting there? Let's go ahead and get started. We want to thank our Utah Highway Patrol Trooper Chris Horrock and our security Davon Booth. In case of emergency, use the two west boardroom doors to access the hallway and then use the north or south doors to exit the building. Let's go ahead and begin with a roll call vote. Vice Chair Wood?
Yes.
Member Reel?
Is she online?
Here.
Thank
Here.
you. Thank you, Member Reel. Member Lear?
I'm here.
Member Carey?
Here.
Member Kelly?
Here.
Member Hart, or Vice Chair Hart?
Here.
Member Hall?
Here.
Member Green?
Here.
Member Earl?
Yes.
Member Davis?
Here.
Member Brenton, is she joining us? She's on her way, but we'll keep an eye out for Member Brenton. Member Booth?
Here.
Member Bollinger? And Member Bogus shouted here on her way out the door. So we're counting hers in the building. So, okay. Let's go ahead and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. We've invited Board Member Booth to lead us on that. So please stand. Thank you, Member Booth. Moving on in the agenda item 1.2, our board member message, we have Member Kelly.
Okay, thank you. I have a couple of folks on Zoom, and so we've got them in, and good. Want to share a little bit about my background. Want to draw an analogy. I am a wrestling guy. I'm a wrestling coach, and wrestling's been a big part of my life from my youth all the way through adulthood. I worked as the head wrestling coach at Orem High School for 10 years. When I left Orem High School, it was to finish a master's degree, and it was when I was working on an administrative degree. I took a sabbatical for a year, and when I came off of that sabbatical, I ended up at American Fork High School, which is where I resumed some coaching responsibilities. I coached for 3 years at American Fork, but then I stepped down coaching at American Fork at the high school level and started a youth club. I've got 3 guests here today. Third one make it? Yes, he made it. Good. So, I got 3 guests here today that have been wrestling with me since they were 4 or 5 years old, and so I'm excited to have them. But one of the things that I want to kind of illustrate, one of the trends in education that I think we have to be very careful of is standardizing the teaching profession and assuming that all teachers should be teaching in the same way and in the same methods. And I believe that teaching is an art. I don't think that everybody should paint exactly. And his move at the college level was the ankle pick, and everybody knew that the ankle pick was coming. They just couldn't stop it, right? And so Kel was very skilled. Kel ended up being a 4-time NCAA champion, went undefeated all 4 years of his college career, he is now the head coach at Penn State and having a tremendous amount of success. So if you see me wearing Penn State stuff, that's why. Penn State wrestling's got a ton of ties to to Utah. Their head coach and their head assistant coach, both Sanderson brothers, are coaching at Penn State University. But you've got Jordan Burroughs, who is currently competing, and Jordan Burroughs, his main move was the blast double. And everybody knows that Jordan Burroughs is going to hit you in a blast double, and it's coming, but you got to stop it. And most, he's his credentials, I know he's an Olympic champion and multiple time world champion, and they know the blast double's coming, they just can't stop it. And then John Smith is a legendary hero of mine. John Smith, when he wrestled, his move was the low single. And everybody knew that the low single was coming, and they couldn't stop it. John Smith executed it perfectly and perfected the art of the low single. But the reason I use those examples is we wouldn't want Jordan Burroughs to go out and force him to execute the ankle pick. And we wouldn't want Kel Sanderson to go out and ask him to perfect the blast double. The blast double is Jordan Burroughs, the ankle pick is Kel Sanderson, and John Smith is the low single. And teachers bring their own unique talents to the teaching profession, and I think it's important that we recognize that that their art is different, and every teacher has a different style of going about things. So I want to go to one of the things that I was excited about when I saw, I'm the representative for District 12, and District 12 has a very unique boundary, if you will, but my area covers Vineyard, Orem, and Linden. There's a small sliver of Pleasant Grove, which is where I grew up, but then it goes out to Wasatch County, Duchesne County, Uintah County, and Daggett County. So it's like a sliver that goes straight east. And when I looked at that area, I thought, man, Wasatch County, that's wrestling country, okay? Duchesne County, yeah, that's wrestling country. Uintah County, Daggett County, that's wrestling country. And I'm like, man, this will be great. Just got to get all my wrestling peeps involved in this, and we'll have a ton of success. And the wrestling community did pull together for me in a big way throughout the campaign. So just to give you the Uintah boys wrestling team, they were going to join me, but Coach Ketty was conducting, but the Uintah boys wrestling team won the state championship this year in their classification, but they couldn't join us, and so we do, though, in Duchesne, Utah, and we have Coach Larson and Coach Skews there, right? And so Coach Skews, Coach Larson, I want to give you guys a few minutes just to kind of introduce your team, talk about your team and what you guys were able to accomplish this year.
All right. Can you hear me, Cole?
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So what do you want me to say? I mean,
yeah, just tell us a little bit about your team. Tell us who you got there and what you guys were able to accomplish this year.
So starting over here on my right, we have Brianne Ivy, Rexlyn Jessen, Shaylee Ivy, McKinley Sprecher, Ariana Jones, Gracie Clem, Lucy Blast Double, Jordan Burroughs. That was her move.
Nice, I love it.
It was awesome. Jacoy Farnsworth, Abby Woods. I'm getting nervous. Autumn,
you're
that's
being
right.
tested here,
Then,
Coach Larson.
yes, I am being tested. They just all tried to beat me up when we were practicing. We got Leah, Jordan, Taylor, Dakota, Brecklin, and Danny. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Like I said, but no, we had two seniors on our team, Danny and Brianne, both ended up being state champions. We just had a good program. Shane Ivy was actually the head coach. I'm just an assistant coach, and me and you have known each other for years. But Shane's done a really good job with these girls, and we're just getting the excitement about girls wrestling is coming a lot. In fact, actually, we've got a camp coming up. We got Sage Mortimer coming out to do a camp for anybody that wants to come out here in Duchesne in June. But it's doing well. We had 6 girls in the finals, and we had 5 of the 6 win it. And so we had the numbers, but we went and dominated our tournament, our state tournament this year. So it was a good thing.
So Duchesne High School, and what classification was that again, Coach Larson?
1 and 2A.
One and 2A state champions, and so congratulations. And Duchesne's got some tough boys too. But you heard a couple of those girls. You heard that last name Ivy, and you mentioned Coach Ivy is the head coach there, and Coach Ivy, and couldn't be here with us. He mentioned to me that he had an hour drive to work and had to get on the road and get to work. So. But ladies, congratulations on your season, and thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. We're going to head now to Wasatch High School, and you'll notice that we have a group of girls at Wasatch High School as well. And Coach Bradley, is that right? Are you with us, Coach Bradley? There we go. There we go. Is Coach Cox there? Ladies, shake your head yes or no if Coach Cox is there. Dang it. So. Oh, okay. Maybe a little bit of a delay there. Okay. Coach Cox or Coach Bradley?
Hey, can you hear us?
Yeah, go ahead, Coach Bradley.
We're not able to hear anything from the school board. We heard Clint from the other team, but can't hear any other audio.
So, Coach Bradley, if you can hear me, just go ahead. Go ahead. Introduce your team. I know, huh? Hey, Coach Larson, can you still hear us? Hey, they said they can hear you. Will you tell Coach Bradley just to introduce his team?
Hey, Coach Bradley. Go ahead and introduce your team if you can hear me.
Awesome. Yeah, we can hear you now.
There we go.
Great. Well,
we
this
figured
is
out a way.
Wasatch Women's Wrestling. We had somewhere around total number, somewhere like 40 girls at the start of the season. Obviously, some of those didn't make it all the way through, but we ended with a phenomenal team. We took almost 2 people at every weight except for 2, to the state tournament, which was very wonderful and fun. We took first. We ended up with 3 individual state champions, and I think we had 13 state placers, which for a third-year program we were really excited about. Obviously, the credit goes to all of these girls and Coach Corona. She wishes she could be here. She's on maternity leave. She actually went into labor during the state tournament while she was running around coaching for those 2 full days, and then took off right before the state championships and ended up having her baby just 2 days later. So she wishes she could be here, but all of the credit goes to them and these girls.
Thank you. So I apologize for calling her Coach Cox, because all growing up it was Haley Cox for me, and then so it's Coach Corona. So I apologize for that. But Haley, growing up, girls wrestling has only been sanctioned by the Utah High School Activities Association for about 3 years now, and so it's a relatively new sport as far as sanctioning and competing at the UHSAA. And Haley was, I would call her, there's others that Sage Mortimer, Haley Corona now, I'm gonna put Sherry Smewen. And again, I know it's not Sherry Smewen anymore, but I knew these girls growing up and watching them compete. But Haley, I had a club I mentioned to you, and it was metal wrestling, and Haley used to beat up on all my boys. She was tough, and growing up, she was awesome. So she's her and her dad were very integral in getting the sport of wrestling sanctioned for girls, and great to see her and her team have success. So, and then I brought three of my own. These are three wrestlers for American Fork High School, and the guy on the right there is Micah Murdoch. Micah, how old were you when you started wrestling? Push the little button there for the guy. There you go, and then they'll turn that on.
I was probably like 3 or 4 when I first started going to
Okay,
practice. So.
and you started with metal wrestling, right? Okay, and then Hanks Jacobson. Hanks, how old were you?
I think I was 5.
5 years old. Okay, and Teague Kelly. That last name might ring a bell to you guys, but Teague, how old were you?
I think I was 3 years old.
And Teague had an older brother, and he was wrestling his older brother at 2 years old. So I in Utah I run a lot of big wrestling tournaments, and I would run a tournament, and on a Sunday, Teague would want to wrestle with his brother and put a bracket together, and he was gonna, and so they would run their own tournament in the living room. So that was fun. He was bound to be a wrestler. But I asked these guys just to share just a short message about what wrestling is meant to their education. So Michael, we'll let you go first.
For me, we have 4 mindset principles, and our last one is I'm thankful for the opportunity to wrestle. And I like to apply that one to almost everything I do. And with my education, I think sometimes it's pretty easy for me to say that I'm just tired of school, I don't want to go. It's long days, I go to school and then I go to work after school. Figure I'll take a nap during school. But I remember that principle that I've learned since I was little. I've always known these, so I apply that, and I think I'm thankful that I have school. There's a lot of kids that don't get these opportunities to go to classes, and I'm almost done with it. I'm a senior, graduating in a couple weeks, so.
And going where? You got a mission call?
I've got a mission call. I'm going to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so.
So he's going to hang out with Kel Sanderson and Cody Sanderson there in
I am going to
Pennsylvania.
hang out with them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, thanks.
For me, when Coach Kelly, Mr. Kelly, whatever you want to call him, asks me to talk about how wrestling's affected my education, I just thought back to my early days of wrestling. From a very young age, wrestling was very challenging, and it was very brutal sometimes with your emotions and everything. And I just, it's really changed how I go about my education, my time management, my knowing when I want to get things done. It's just made it very, to be honest, from a young age, education was very easy. And at this point now, I'm still maintaining a 4.0. And I play baseball as well. And so being very busy, wrestling has taught me that I can pretty much do anything. There's a quote that Coach always uses that once you've wrestled, everything else in life is easy. And I really see that every day, to be honest.
Yeah, for me, wrestling's taught me a bunch of qualities that I can apply in the classroom, like hard work, discipline, goal setting. So those are all things that I can translate from my wrestling into my classroom life. And so one analogy that Coach always uses, I'll stand up to demonstrate. He'll say, do a squat. So I'll do a squat, right? And he'll say, all right, now how many times in a wrestling match do you do that? It's like, well, at no point in a wrestling match am I going to stand straight up, squat down, and then stand straight back up. But so like, why do we squat, right? And it's to build those muscles that can translate into a wrestling match. Those muscles that'll make you stronger and faster, more conditioned. And so I think my wrestling career's conditioned those qualities, that hard work, that goal setting, and I can apply that into my school life and be a better student because of that.
So, and I'm going to brag on these guys just a little bit. Micah, these were my 3 team captains. Micah finished 4th place in the state tournament this year at the 144-pound weight class. And these 3 are right in the middle, and in the middle, it's tough. There's a lot of tough kids, and Micah finished 4th place. Last year, it was just a couple of weeks before the state tournament, Micah broke his arm, or he would be a multiple-time state placer. Hanks won a state title as a freshman, was a state champion, and last year finished 3rd, and this year finished 3rd. So he's got a 1st, a 3rd, and a 3rd. And then Teague won a state title as a sophomore, and then took 2nd his junior year, and this year as a senior took 2nd. Lost to the same guy in the finals twice, dang it. So, but that kid, kudos to him. He actually went on and won a national title in Fargo, North Dakota, which is the biggest wrestling tournament in the country. So he lost to a national champion. You know, I mean, it's not too bad, right? But Teague's got a mission call to Budapest, Hungary, and will be leaving in June for his mission. But anyways, I think in education, I think it's important. I think that these extracurricular, last month, board member Real kind of talked about sports and the influence that it's had in her life, and I echo a lot of the things that she said. I think that it has an important part, it plays an important part in the education of our kids, and so I just wanted to thank Duchesne High School. Thank you, Wasatch, for joining us. Again, recognize you went to high school, and to my 3 team captains this year, thanks for joining us. Teague's got to make it back to American Fork High School to take a state test in investing and wealth management, okay? CTE class, all right? So he's got a pretty good teacher that teaches that class, so hustle back to school, guys.
Thank you, Member Kelly. Those kids are out of here quick. Okay, no comments for them.
Hey, they might have questions. You got questions? Any
Do we have
comments?
questions? They're gone.
All right.
They're not looking back.
Well,
We appreciate that and that message. We appreciate these young athletes who are just fantastic. I mean, they're inspirational. They do great things for us. So.
Mr. Kelly, you might want to release your. But you don't have your.
You guys, are you guys? Coach Ivy say that you were going to share a message too? You ready? I think you got one, right?
Yeah.
Go for it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I think me and Danny were both planning on just saying a little something.
Perfect. Thank you.
My name is Brianne Ivy. Thank you guys so much for having us here today. We really appreciate it. So for us, wrestling isn't just a sport, it's a lifestyle, and it's brought us through a lot of hard trials. A lot of these girls have come through in our lives. Really with the things it teaches us, like resilience, discipline, confidence, and gratitude. It's empowered these girls and me to do the best that we can in every aspect of our lives. And especially in the classroom as well, taking these values as well as that. This team has become a family, and I am so grateful for it. We have been able to accomplish so much, including the two teams state championships, and also being the first 2A girls state championship team in Utah. And we just want to thank our community and coaches and everyone. They really have helped us out and have given so much to this team, and also in our education, you know. My dad used to be a math teacher. He helps these girls out all the time with if they're struggling with math, or sometimes, you know, we even group together and try to help each other with our education as well and learn as much as we can and succeed in both areas of our lives. So we're really grateful for this opportunity and for the opportunity that wrestling has given us as well. Thank you, guys.
Hi, I'm Daniela Spencer. I got asked to talk about how wrestling has impacted my life. And wrestling has impacted my life in 1.5 million ways. It's taught me resilience in and out of school. Like in the classroom, I have a learning disability, and so it was always hard trying to juggle wrestling and schoolwork. But wrestling taught me that whether you're doing the sport or in the classroom, you want to work as hard as you can. It's taught me to work harder for what I want and how I want to work. And without all these girls, we wouldn't have a wrestling team here at Duchesne without Brianne starting it with a few other girls. We wouldn't have a wrestling team. And wrestling has taught me that you have a family, even if they're not related to you, because all these girls have become super close to me and helped me out. And I just want to thank all my coaches because they've helped me out in 1 million ways. Without them, I wouldn't be as tough as I am today. And it's just, wrestling has impacted my life a lot. So thank you guys for the opportunity to talk about it and for being there. So thank you.
Thanks, ladies. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Let's move on to agenda item 1.3. This is employee recognition.
Oops. Good morning, board members and public. Thank you, Chair Hymas. You know how much I love recognizing our employees. And if we could have Davina Southhoff come up. Where's Davina? A lot of you might recognize Miss Davina. She's in her 3rd year, right, Davina? Go ahead and stand behind that podium, just so you look really official. So Davina came to us at a really tenuous time for libraries and librarians. And for those of you that have worked with Davina, you know of her just calm demeanor through all of this. So I want to tell you a little bit about Davina. In fact, when I received her application for Employee of the Month, I said to Sherry, haven't we recognized her? If not, we should have long ago. So Davina, she came to us just at the right time when, both from a policy and a practical standpoint, we really needed her leadership and expertise in the library media space. This was a time when libraries and librarians were coming under scrutiny. Some of our librarians out in the communities were even getting death threats. So it was a really tough time, and she's been such a stalwart supporter of librarians, and she's responded to their concerns, the demands placed on them, while kind of having that arm around them, but the nudge in the back that I love to think of. She provided leadership to stakeholders and helped create the guidance necessary for librarians to perform their duties while meeting the demands for more vetting and reviewing of library materials. She's provided thoughtful, nuanced, and complex responses to national and local media, legislators, and local LEAs, helping stakeholders think through the best processes for supporting students and libraries with the best resources and materials possible. And then also, Davina has really been great in the informational library space. Think where we're at right now with artificial intelligence, misinformation. I've had the gift of watching Davina present, and she's full of grace and enthusiasm and hope, and really provides forward-thinking opportunities in this really difficult time for our librarians and our teachers to help kids work through a really complex situation with information. So for this and so many reasons, she's done all of this with bringing new and innovative approaches to creating communities of learners within the library media community. She's been able to leverage resources that we've never thought of before. She's shared promising practices, and she's done all of this while earning her doctorate. So for this and so much more, she has just played such a vital role in our state at such a critical time, and we are so pleased to honor Dr. Davina Southhoff. Are you there yet? You're there. It's Dr. Davina Southhoff. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you, Davina.
Thank you, and thank you, Davina. Appreciate that.